r/nosleep. Posted by you/not_necessarily. I got a job as night security on a train. The train rules are deeply disturbing. As soon as I finished typing up the post, it dawned on me that the clock had stopped ticking. I scrambled over to my desk and got under it. Just as I slipped my head under the desk, I caught a view of the platform. My sister's body got up like nothing had happened and stared blankly ahead. Shadows from the station twisted and curled into weird sorts of silhouettes. I wasn't gonna break another rule, so I tore my eyes off the side and hid under the desk. I checked the time on my watch. 4:30 a.m. I only had 30 minutes left before my shift ended. I nearly jumped in pure ecstasy. Finally, this nightmare is over. Finally, I could go home and check on my sister. The clock started its rhythmic ticking again and I pulled myself out from under the desk. I checked my watch again. 5 a.m. Wait, hold up. How did 30 minutes pass away so fast? Just then I remembered the rule. All my timekeeping devices may show the time differently to trick me. That meant I had to wait in my booth and not come out till it's morning and I see people coming into the station. I scanned the camera feed for anything new, making sure to not look at camera 4, which was conveniently set away from all the other cameras. Then the worst possible thing happened. I saw myself staring at me from camera 2. I had a painful grin on my face. My eyes were so wide open, I swear they could have popped out of my sockets at any moment. Before I broke another rule, I quickly tore away my eyes from the disturbing sight and came face to face with my twin staring at me from outside the booth. I jumped to the door and pushed for dear life. Luckily the door opened inwards, so it was so much easier for me to hold the door. I only had to push. My twin battered itself onto the door repeatedly. Big bulky thuds shook my whole body. My twin's shoulders started to get bloody, but he continued unfazed. I could feel myself get pushed further and further back every time he rammed into the door. I was not going to be able to hold the door for any longer. I quickly picked up my handgun from the desk and turned the safety off. As soon as my twin moved back and got ready to ram in through the door, I aimed my gun at the door. My mind took over for me at that moment. Adrenaline pushed through my body and my heart rate was high as ever. My demented twin pushed through the door and fell on the floor. I shot 3 rounds straight into his head and neck. I jumped past his body and sprinted to the tracks. Demented me got up again and ran towards me at lightning speed. I jumped off the platform onto the tracks, and the last thing I remembered was hearing my demented twin's ragged breaths right behind me and the crushing impact of my body on the metal tracks. I woke up with a dull pain throbbing through my forehead. I tried to get up and felt even more pain in my knees and my left wrist. How long have I been passed out for? I had lost all track of time. I crawled across the tracks to the far wall of the subway station and slumped against it. My foggy mind cleared and all the memories of this hellish place came rushing back. I looked around the dark as ever at the subway station for any more threats. My demented twin has thankfully disappeared. I had the subway station all to myself again. I was bruised all over and I had definitely broken something in both my knees. I had a big deep gash in my forehead. My left wrist was definitely broken and it was severely swollen. I could not move it without feeling intense pain. The adrenaline rush had long worn off and I felt defeated and extremely tired. If I was going to die here, I wanted to die in peace at least. I took out my phone out of my pocket. The screen was cracked into a million pieces and it would not turn on. My watch was still working surprisingly, although its glass was also cracked. 4:05 a.m. I had no idea if this was the actual time or not. Either way, I was pretty much unable to get onto the high platform again and walk out of the subway station. I couldn't call for help. Which I just realized, why the hell did I not call the police as soon as I broke the first rule so they could get me out of here? I had made several poor choices along the way and now here I am, ready to die on the tracks. Suddenly a woman with a deep black umbrella walked into the station. She was facing away from me and looked confused. "Hey, can you call more people? I'm stuck in here, please, I need help," I desperately spoke out. Shit. I realized too late as the woman turned around. There we go, I just broke another rule. She turned around and gasped as she saw me. She came closer. I guess that's the final rule I'd ever break, I thought, letting the creature do whatever it wanted. Surprisingly, the woman asked me if I was okay and told me to stay put and wait until she got the ambulance here. Then she picked up her phone and started calling. I was only able to mumble a thanks before I passed out again. I guess I got very lucky. I had pretty much broken every single rule on that list and still survived. I returned home and thankfully my sister was still alive. I told my family I fell down the stairs of the subway station to explain my injuries, which they are definitely not buying. But then again, I don't want to tell them about the rules or they'll think the head trauma has made me crazy. Today I received a text on my phone. Congratulations, you have been promoted to work as a night guard on our only night train. We have also sent a sum of $100,000 to your bank account as your pay for your first shift. We hope to see you for your next shift in 2 weeks' time. I have decided to work on the night train. My last job was a bit dangerous and disturbing, but I got a rather hefty payment for just the first shift and then a promotion to work as security on a night train. My last job was working as a night guard for my local subway station. If you want to know about my previous job, read my last series. Although it is not necessary to read my last series, it will definitely help you understand my situation better. This morning I got a text from my employer, I only know them as the subway management team, asking me to come to my local station for my first shift on the train. I made my way to the subway station on time at 9 p.m. The train I would be riding on for the next 8 hours arrived at the station. It was a very modern train with automatic open doors and was 6 compartments long. My security compartment would be the second one from front, as I was told in my text. As I got on the train, I noticed that each compartment except for the special compartments had a main lobby type area with 4 seats on either sides facing the windows and a travel door that linked it to the next compartment on the left side from the entrance door. On the right were either a few steps leading up to an upper seating area that was similar to the interior of the bus and a few steps leading down to an exactly identical seating area. If you need help visualizing the train compartments, search up Sydney trains and you'll get what I mean. The security compartment was very different to the main ones. It had a camera feed and a desk with drawers. It also had a chair I could sit on. The security compartment required a key to open. The driver compartment could be accessed from the security compartment via a door. As I was about to get on the train, a guy exited the last security compartment and handed me a security badge and the keys to the compartment. He patted me on the back and wished me good luck. I cringed as soon as he said good luck, as my mind filled up with the events of my last job. When I got into my security compartment, I found the unusual employee manual, but also once again a sheet of rules. It read: all passengers must be escorted off the train on Station 6. The train will stop for 5 minutes on Station 6. Check all 4 carriages and make sure every passenger has left the train. After the train has left Station 6, go back to the security compartment, which is at the front and will have a door labeled security compartment. You must do this as soon as the doors of the train starts closing. Run if you have to. If you hear people talking, stay put inside your security compartment and check the camera feed. If you see people sitting in compartment 4, immediately disable the automatic doors that connect compartment 4 to 3. You must do this as soon as possible before they notice. If they even glance at the camera, they have noticed. If the people you see in your camera feed start approaching compartment 3, get the knife from the drawer and go stab all of them before they reach compartment 3. You are to make rounds of the full train every 15 minutes from the point you see the people in compartment 4 to the point the train comes back to the station you got on at and has done a full loop. If during your rounds you see anyone get on the train, hide. Don't hide in your security compartment, hide somewhere they won't find you. They will give up at the next stop and leave the train. If during your rounds you hear hysterical laughing, turn off all the lights to that compartment, but don't disable the travel doors to the compartment. An extension to Rule 7, if you see the thing making the laughing sound, get out of that compartment and disable the doors to it. The creature may trick you by disappearing as soon as you see it, but make sure you disable the doors. You may find a young girl in a red dress in one of the compartments looking lost. Ignore her and do not look in her direction. She may plead for help or do anything to get your attention, but do not look her way or interact with her in any way. At stops 9 and 13, get off and on the train. At stop 13 you may see a man sitting in a security booth. Do not get off the train or he will shoot you. You may see someone else you didn't see before on the train get off and get shot by the security guard. Do not interfere. The train may break down at any point during the journey and all electrical power will go out. Keep calm and stay in your position. You may feel things moving around you in the dark or even hear things. Ignore everything. The train will start up again and will eventually move on. Continue normally. Check the camera feed every 30 minutes after reaching stop 13. You may see various creatures or people sitting in the seats. You may see violence. Make sure you do not interfere in any way. At the same time you may have to do a round of the train. Keep doing your round and still go through that compartment. The creatures can only be seen on the camera feed. If you notice that you are stopping at the same stop over and over again, go to compartment 4 and sit on the very back seat. Wait until the stops continue and then you can leave the seat. On one of your rounds you may find the train seats bloody. Use the cleaning cloth in the drawer and clean the seats. The lights on the train may go out at any time during your rounds. Use the flashlight we have provided and continue your round. If you see anything in the dark, run back to your security compartment and disable the doors to that compartment. You can enable the doors once the lights come back. If the train gets too quiet and you literally don't hear anything, run to your security compartment and put loud music on your phone to fill up the silence. Continue your shift and rounds once you hear the steady sound of the train engine. If the train stops for longer than 5 minutes at any stop, check on the driver. If he is not there, manually close the doors of the train and keep the train going until it loops back to your stop and get off there. You will also have to continue your security duties. If you walk into compartment 5 by accident, immediately get out before the automatic door is close behind you. If the door is close behind you and you are stuck in compartment 5, jump off the train. The reason this rule is so important is because there is no compartment 5. If you break any of the above underlined rules, we are not responsible for your general health and safety. We will nonetheless come to collect you at your entry station. The train has just started moving again. My current station is Station 1. I'm going to read the rules and try to memorize them and also get myself familiar with the train before the rules are on me once again.